Standing up for what you believe in is something that can be very challenging and almost even impossible at times. A specific time in America where many citizens had to fight back for what they believed in was during the racial segregation era in the mid 1900s. Fighting back against oppression and racial equality during this time was a very hard struggle for most Black and Brown people. One very influential activist during this time was Rosa Parks. Many know her for refusing to give up her bus seat in Montgomery, Alabama. But what most people usually don't know about her is her life story. She did so much more to fight for racial inequality than just refusing to give up her seat. Her life can be broken down into her childhood, her midlife, which is whenever the bus incident happened, and the remainder of her life up until her death in 2003. This is the life of Rosa Parks. Rosa's early life was different than most. Rosa Parks was born on February 4th, 1913 in Tuskegee, Alabama. Rosa's mother, Leona McCauley, and Rosa's father, James McCauley, separated whenever Rosa was only 2 years old. Because of this separation, Rosa and her mother moved in with her grandparents. According to biography.com, published in 2009, this is where Rosa was taught to fight back against oppression. In one instance, her grandfather sat outside of their house with a gun when the KKK walked down their street. This taught Rosa to not just be silent during this time, to actually fight for what she believed in. Rosa's midlife was very, very, very hectic. At the age of 19, Parks married the local barber named Raymond Parks. He was also a huge activist for racism and actively worked to stop racial injustice just like Rosa. Eventually, according to the National Women's History Museum, published in 2017, Parks became the secretary of the NAACP in Montgomery, Alabama. This was a very, very, very life-turning moment in Rosa's life. Not only was she just a secretary, but later in her life, she actually moved up to be one of the leaders of the NAACP. In December of 1955 is when Rosa refused to give up her bus seat to a white male. This is the thing that many people know Rosa by, but in reality, she did so much more to help racial inequality. But this is a statement that she gave out about the bus incident. People always say that I didn't give up my seat because I was tired, but that isn't true. I was not tired physically, or no more tired than I usually was at the end of a working day. I was not old, although some people have an image of me being old then. I was 42. No, the only tired I was tired of giving in. And to me, this statement speaks volumes. This just showed how much she had to go through and how much that sitting down in that seat really meant to her. And it meant so much to other Black and brown people during this time. The remainder of Rosa and Raymond's life was a lot less hectic than their midlife and, Rosa's early life. Parks and Raymond moved to Detroit, Michigan, and permanently resided there for the remainder of their years. Even in Michigan, Parks and Raymond were still active in Detroit's civil rights movement, and they were both an active member in many organizations to end inequality. Towards the end of their life, though, they were not as active in these organizations. Since they got older, it was just kind of hard to participate as much as they did whenever they were younger. But unfortunately, by 1980, Raymond passed away and Rosa was in a lot of financial struggles. Many people in their community helped Rosa through this financial struggle time, though. On October 24th, 2005, Rosa Parks unfortunately passed away due to natural causes, but she left a legacy that no one will forget. Parks was one of the most influential people in the 20th century and helped many to gain the courage to fight for social injustice. For all of Rosa's life, she was an activist for racial inequality and never gave up on her dreams for equality for all. In conclusion, she is truly an American icon and will forever be remembered as one of the most prominent people whenever it comes to the racial segregation era. Thank you.